Well, good day, viewers, and welcome to the Sport Wrap Show. I'm your host, Brian Munango, updating you on the latest sports news. I think we are officially done with the international break, and the games are scheduled to start as from tomorrow, so we are all very excited about that. And this weekend, a team will walk away with 1.5 million Namibian dollars after Saturday, and we'll know that result in the Maris Cup as well. So, guys, please do stay tuned as we get right into the hit list. So the MTC Maris Cup is set to conclude this coming weekend with the winning team set to walk away with a 1.5 million Namibian dollars. Very exciting. Here we just see not Team Akanjo, but John Okongo and Isaka Mata just celebrating the t-shirts that will be worn for these games. I mean, we are celebrating also, or tributing also, that is Dr. Sam Nujoma that we lost earlier in this year. And then looking forward to the final. Like I said, the match is scheduled to take place at Hage Geingob Stadium on the 29th of March. Kickoff is at 5 o'clock. African Stars, the mighty African Stars, Okaserandu, take on Young African FC, and this is going to be a wonderful match to look forward to. We have a video that just shows a recap from the tournament before we go to the final, so stay tuned for that.
My name is Gaitro Mikainde, and I'm a captain for Young African Football Club. So the match was quite difficult for us since we have built a new team from the scratch, and we at least managed to gain a victory at the end of the 90 minutes. So we are looking forward to more wins.
So we are getting ready for those finals, guys. $1.5 million is a lot of money to be walking away with. I wonder who will win the game, but for the viewers, you can always share your predictions in the comments below. I am siding slightly with African Stars to just win it 1-0, so it's going to be a close game, I believe. Well, like I said, international football just concluded, so let's just have a look at the tables and see how the African teams are doing, who is set to qualify and who is not. Looking at Group A, we have Egypt that are in first place. They comfortably sit on top with 16 points, followed by Burkina Faso on 11 points. We still have 4 games to go in this round before we do know who qualifies officially. And then we also have DR Congo that are surprisingly on top of Senegal. They are sitting comfortable with 15 points, while Senegal is in second with 12 points. South Africa might just qualify for the World Cup. If you guys are wondering, the last time they qualified for the World Cup was in 2010 when they hosted the tournament. So this looks like if they can keep the momentum, they are in a difficult group with teams like Nigeria, Zimbabwe. So if they win this one, they could qualify for the World Cup. And then in Group D, we have Cape Verde, who are sitting comfortably in first place. They dominated at the AFCON tournament. They are comfortable there with 13 points as well, followed by Cameroon on 12. So that group is a little bit tighter. And then we have Morocco that are comfortably sitting on top there. Those guys have already qualified, let me tell you that. And then in Group F, Ivory Coast sit on top. Group G, we have Algeria. That one I can also say they have qualified automatically. And then Tunisia and Namibia, we are sitting in Group H. We sit on 12 points and Tunisia have 16 points. So it's going to get interesting before it gets interesting, if you guys know what I'm saying, in this Group H. And then Group I, a team that has turned the form around. Ghana sit in first place with 15 points after 6 matches. They are set to qualify in that group with the likes of Comoros also coming through. So guys, it's definitely very exciting there by Africa. And then let's have a look at the teams that have already qualified for the FIFA World Cup. There are 48 spots available, and these ones are already taken. We have Canada that have already qualified. Argentina have already qualified. Mexico, USA, let's say they haven't qualified because they're hosting they are co-hosting the tournament. That's why you see them there. But Japan has already made it through. Australia and Iran as well. So those are the teams that have made it to the World Cup. Will we qualify for the World Cup? I don't know. I guess we'll have to hope and wait and see. So viewers will be going for a short break, and then Jesse Jackson Kalraitha will chat with Emmanuel, AC boxing promoter, about the event that is scheduled to take place on Saturday night.
Yes, Sport Rep is joined, that is by Imps Moses, the the founder of AC Boxing Promotions. He's here at the NMH building. Imps, welcome.
Yeah, how are you, brother?
No, I'm good, man. I see that you have a big one coming up, that is at the end of March. Tell us more about the fight.
Yeah, so this is gonna be one of the biggest fight I think in Namibia, and of course, it will be the first fight in 2025, and it will also be the first fight in the new government. See, remember that Friday, 21st March, we're gonna have our new president, uh, and then of course she will be witnessing the first boxing bonanza, and it will be a WBO Africa Super Featherweight Championship between Flame Special One Nangolo versus Felix Ajoma from Ghana. So this fight is taking place at the Roman Catholic, and it will be on the 29th of March. So the time will be 19:30, that is 7:30. So we are expecting everybody to come in big numbers and support the event.
Yes, Ims, I looked at Flame's opponent. He looks like a guy that has won many fights, and if I'm correct, 17 knockouts in the 20 fights he has won. Um, Putting him against Nangolo, what do you think of the chances here? Is this the test that Nangolo needs to really prove himself that he has come of age?
Yeah, you see, Special One is a great fighter and he have a lot of experience
Mhm.
because he started boxing when he was 8 years old. So the experience that he carry is more of the one that been in the boxing for more than 20 years because you studying at the age of 8 and now he's 22 years old and you have 12 fights undefeated and he fought a lot of experienced fighters. And of course, he had a good training camp and of course, we believe in his skills. He keep growing and he's showing us that he's now ready to take on the elite fighters. So Ojoma have a very good record and that's a good test for Special One, and that's also going to define that Special One is a future world champion. So it's just a matter of time, and of course we have now almost a week away, and you guys can witness the greatness in Special One and why he always be gonna be the face of boxing.
Yes, you're speaking of the undercard, quite a strong one. You have down there the likes of Charles Shinima that will also be in action, returning from a fight he had in South Africa. So, what opportunity? What does this mean for boxers like him that are returning from such fights?
That's the result of being around with a good team. And of course, we understand boxing. Charles just have a good performance, even though he didn't get a win. In my eyes, I believe he won that fight. And I don't want to delay him because I know the world need him. And of course, while we are still fighting to get the rematch, so I decided to bring him back. Just a quick U-turn just to get rid of that loss that they gave him. And of course, he's ready. He just jumped right on top of training, got back in training camp, good sparring session with Harry Jr., Walter Kautondogwa. And of course, he's going to give the fans what they deserve. And it's going to be a great show. And the future is looking bright in terms of Charles because we are working very hard to make sure that Charles he must stay active. And of course, the weight class he is now, he's going to compete at the welterweight. And we want to make him a champion again.
All right. Before we finish, obviously around this fight, we speak of us hosting such a fight. It's always a costly thing. Can you tell us now? Well, what will be the entrance fee at the gate, and as well as who are maybe some of the people that are making sure this fight is possible?
Yeah, this gonna be one of the expensive fight because remember the sanction fee involved WBO. This flights involved. You have to fly all those officials to come and officiate the event. And most of the time, when the sanction body appoint officials, they don't really look whether they need to appoint somebody close to your country. So they appoint people that qualify to officiate an event of that magnitude. So we spend a lot of money in this event, and of course, we promise you that the fight is on, regardless the challenge that we always have. So the fight gonna take place, and of course, we make sure that the fans come and enjoy. And the entrance fee will be $300 per person, and we're gonna have table for 15,000 sitting 10 people. And of course, this fight will not just be on NBC TV, but it will be also live stream, which is gonna be the first pay-per-view as we introduce IME, which is a platform from South Africa that's been live streaming big events where you purchase the fight and then you're only gonna spend $3 US, which is Namibian dollars, goes at 54 Namibian dollars. You tap in your name and then your bank details, and then of course you'll be able to live stream the fight. You can watch it via your smartphone, smart TV, or any other device that you can use to watch the fight in the comfort of your home.
Well, thank you so much, Ims, for that. We are hoping that this is going to be a great night indeed. As he said, the new incoming president is obviously probably going to visit that one. But Ims, do you have something to say?
Of course, like I said, this fight is a big fight because we are paying tribute to our founding father, and of course, we expect to give him the result of the fruits because he poured a lot in this country to liberate the country, and then we are now independent country. We, as the youth, we are free to do anything we want to do to better our country. Of course, this fight is dedicated to the founding father, Dr. Semsa Fishuna Nyoma. And of course, we're going to pay a tribute, and there's a lot of going on there. Of course, the family of the founding father will be there, and of course, the office of the founding father will be there. And we are going to give out some goodies to the family and also just for the remembrance and celebrate the life of the founding father.
All right, thank you so much. You heard it from the man himself, the promoter of the AC Boxing Promotions, Ims Moses.
Well, Namibia was invited to participate in the women futsal competition that is scheduled for April in Morocco. I did catch up with Donavald Modise, who is head coaching the side, and this is the information that he had to share. So we are joined by the head coach of the first national futsal team that'll be taking part in the AFCON games, of course. Coach, tell us, how excited are you for this journey? I mean, it's the first of its kind. How big is this for Namibian football?
It's very big. It's quite a milestone for us. I'm very impressed with the ladies. They've adapted very well to the futsal and the game itself. They take well to the tactics. They listen and they do everything as expected.
Okay, as it is the first team that's going to take part in this competition, what are your expectations? I mean, we can't put a lot of these girls at the same time, although we are competing on an international scale. But what are your expectations from these girls? I mean, a few of them are debuting in the team in this competition. So yeah, tell us a bit about that.
What I would say is the girls have taken well to every tactic that I've given them. All they can go and do is play to the best of their abilities and give Morocco a run for their money, as Cameroon as well.
Okay, now tell us a bit about the teams that we are facing and we are in the group. Preparations-wise, before those games kickstart, how does that look for you guys?
As for in our group, Morocco has been doing futsal for now 7 years. Cameroon also had to pull up a new team, so I say we have quite a chance to get far because we have to play each 3 games because it's also ranking games, as you have maybe heard, whereby regardless of you getting out of the group, you still play one more game for the countries to be ranked.
Okay, now if we look at preparations-wise, any friendlies before the matches?
Yes, we are going to have 2 friendlies in Morocco. It will be the top-tier clubs, as I mentioned. We don't have the names as of yet, but the two friendlies are for sure on the lines.
Okay, before I let you go, confidence-wise, how confident are you in the girls that you selected to represent Namibia?
I'm very confident in them. They've shown quite an exceptional amount of taking in information. They play very well. If you are lucky, you can come watch them train a bit. You will be impressed. They have taken very well to the futsal rules.
Yeah, well, thank you for your time and good luck, coach.
Thank you.
That was Donald Modise just giving us the update on how his team is looking ahead of the women futsal competition. We'll be going for a short break, and after that, we'll be back with a documentary that was shot by Edo Ladies, the first of its kind in Namibia, and Isa Kamata just shares his thoughts on this milestone for women football.
His full name, Sylvester Stallone, is his real name. Back then we said Stallone, but it happened to be Stallone. That was the first one. In 2002, I watched Bending Like Beckham, and there are probably others. But the context I want to provide is, those two movies elevated the cultural aspects of football and football personalities. Why am I saying this? Through Beyond the Goalpost, many more people will learn about and appreciate Namibian football, particularly women's football, the strides we have made in terms of bringing women's football where it is today. I'm proud to be part of that journey as an individual Namibian, and I look at the legend, Julie Kariset, with whom I traveled for the first time, that the Namibian women's team traveled out of this country, 94, 95. Don't ask me what I was looking for. But the first time that a women's team traveled, and we have come to this point where not even men are premiering in a football movie, it's women. What this means is we are bringing the plight of women's football. We are elevating it and saying this is a platform where many more young Namibian women can get into and make a living. We now know that women's football is now going to be across all the 14 regions. We have a Women's Super League. We now are sending a futsal women's team to AFCON. It would not be possible if people like Munashe, people like Eto and others, but it's because it's their day, I'll mention them. Because of them, we are able to get invitations to play internationally as national teams. We don't even have a futsal league for women. We used to have one, we don't have one now, but we are invited. And we took the chance we are playing. So it tells the rest of us Namibians, particularly young Namibian women, there is an opportunity for you. Julie did not know how to pick a ball. She had 2 left feet. But she picked the ball. She's a pioneer of women's football in this country. Today she sits proud and supports women's football. So we need to clap hands for her and others. So our country is supposed to say welcome. But I'm very passionate about women's football. As the father of the house, I'm representing the president, the acting general secretary, and everybody else who are not able to be here today to say to you, welcome to Soccer House. We are proud and privileged that they have chosen this venue. I know.
I hope you're ready for today's match. I hope you're ready for the opponent. Take out your A game. Keep them on their toes. Press the defenders. Focus on positioning. Let's fight together. Have a target. Keep your position. Do not give them space. We need to work hard. Attack, attack, defend, defend arrows.
Beyond the Goalpost, that's the documentary for Errors Ladies. So if you guys want to watch that one, you definitely should check out their social media pages. It's a cool documentary to watch. I myself enjoyed it. Well, Aryo Khat is on standby with international news, so he'll be coming up shortly.
Good everyone, time for international sports news, and starting off with soccer news first. It is World Cup qualifying games for the Soccer World Cup in 2026 that continued. South Africa with a good result. They beat Benin by 2-0, and that means that they lead now their group with 13 points after 6 games, followed by Benin and Rwanda with 8 points after 6 games. Also Nigeria didn't have a good game against Zimbabwe. It was a 1-1 draw. That game ended, so that was also good news for South Africa. Other results in Africa was Egypt with a good win against Sierra Leone. They won at home by 1-0. Then also Senegal beat Togo by 2-0 at home. And then Cameroon, they were too strong for Libya, beating them by 3-1. More soccer news is that Newcastle United forward, that is Alexander Isak, he continues with his good form playing for Sweden. They beat North Ireland, that was in Northern Ireland, that was in Stockholm by 5-1. And Newcastle currently 6th on the English Premier League list. They're just outside the top 4. They've got 47 points after 29 games, and 2 points behind Chelsea, that's in 4th position on 49 points. So the next game for Newcastle will be next week on the 2nd of April when they play against Brentford. That will be at home against Brentford. On to tennis news, the Miami Open that continues in Florida, and it is round of 16 games in the men's side of the draw. Novak Djokovic, a good result for him, playing very good tennis at the moment. He beat Lorenzo Musetti, and he beat him comfortably by 6-2 and 6-2. He's the 4th seed in the tournament, and he will now play against Sebastian Korda. He's the 24th seed. That is after Sebastian Korda got the better of Gilles Monfils. The score there was in 3 sets, 6-4, 2-6 and 6-4. In the women's side of the draw, it is Aryna Sabalenka, the number 1 seed, that safely flew to the semi-final. She had a tough game against Qinwen Zheng. She is from China, and it was 6-2, 7-5 that Sabalenka won that game. She's now into the semi-final, and also into the semi-final, number 6 seed, Jasmine Paolini. She is from Italy, beating Magda Linette by 6-3 and 6-2. To close off today's international sports news, it is golf news. The first major on the men's calendar will start the 10th of April, the Masters being played at Augusta. And Live Golf contingency, the Breakaway Live Golf League, there will be 12 players playing there, and 7 of them previous winners. Those 7 players, Dustin Johnson, Sergio Garcia, also John Rahm that won 2 years ago, Phil Mickelson, Bubba Watson, and also Patrick Reed. And then South African Charles Schwartzel, also a previous winner, playing in the Masters this year. Other players from Live Golf that haven't won but did qualify is Brooks Koepka, also Cameron Smith, and then Bryson DeChambeau. That tournament starts on the 10th of April and will finish on the 14th of April at Augusta. That's international sports news for today. Hope you have a great sport day. We'll talk international sport again tomorrow.